Now let's try to learn the articles. In German, we call them as the Artikel. And we're going to learn the nominative case this time. So what's nominative? It is the original form of any noun. For example, the subject in a sentence is always nominative. When the subject performs some action using the object, then the objects which are also noun, they could be again nominative, accusative, or dative based on how they are used to perform the action. With this very brief explanation, let me not dig in much and let us start off with the articles. Now, in English, we have the articles a and the. Out of them, the is called as definite article. Now, when do we use definite article? Whenever we know the person or the noun, basically, whenever we know the noun, then we use definite article in front of it. For example, the book is interesting. So this means you have probably read the book or heard from somebody that the book is interesting, and that's why you say the book is interesting. So you know the book. In case something is new to you or something is unknown to you, in that case you will use indefinite article, that is a or an. For example, I am a student. Similarly, I need an apple. Again, an apple. Why? You're not particular about some apple, right? It is, as of now, not known to you, so you just need an apple. First of all, let's learn the definite articles. It is called as Bestimmter Artikel in German. Now, before proceeding further, we need to know that in German, any object is gender. What do I mean by that? For example, in English, the moment I say laptop, it is considered neutral gender. So all things or objects, basically all non-living things and animals are considered neutral in English, but the gendering concept is different in German. For example, a door is feminine, whereas a dog is masculine, or a table is masculine, a bottle is feminine, mobile is neutral, like that. So the gendering differs. And if asked how to remember the genders, well, that's the challenge in German, which I till date face. It is really hard to remember the gender of all the new words which we hear. But having said that, there are definitely some hints which I'll be sharing in a separate video. So coming back, there means masculine the. Der Hund is stark. The dog is strong. So der Hund, the dog, is masculine. This is nothing but third person singular. And that's why the conjugation of the sein verb is ist. Die is the article for feminine the. For example, die Frau ist intelligent. The Frau is nothing but third person singular again, and that's why ist is the conjugation of the sein verb. Die Frau ist intelligent. The lady is intelligent. Das is the neutral the. Das Buch is interessant. Das Buch is again third person singular. That's why the sein verb is conjugated as ist. Das Buch ist interessant. The book is interesting. Finally, die is the article for plural, which means the plural the. Die Kinder sind müde. Die Kinder, that is the kids. Since it is third person plural, that is they, we conjugate the sein verb as sind. Die Kinder sind müde. The kids are tired. Let's just repeat. Der means masculine the. Zum Beispiel, for example, der Hund ist stark. Die is feminine the. For example, die Frau ist intelligent. Das is neutral the. Das Buch ist interessant. Die is plural the. For example, die Kinder sind müde. Now, 2 points here. You might have noticed that the article for feminine and plural are the same, that is die. How do we differentiate it? Again, the context makes it clear. Another point is, instead of der Hund, can I use die Hund? The answer is definitely no. In that case, it would be considered as a grammatical mistake. So finally, how do we remember them easily? The articles. So the convention is we always list the masculine first and then the feminine and then the neutral, and then if we always maintain this order, then I remember the definite articles as there, the, thus, the. There, the, thus, the. Let's move on. Now we will learn the indefinite articles, which is the Unbestimmter article in German. So ein means masculine a. For example, Peter is ein Pilot. Peter is a pilot. So I said ein Pilot, which is a pilot. Eine means feminine a. Sie ist eine Lehrerin. She is a teacher. Ein is neutral a. Das ist ein Handy. This is a mobile phone. Handy is neutral, and that's why I use ein here. Again, the question, the unbestimmt article, that is the indefinite article for masculine and then neutral, are the same. How do we differentiate? Of course, we can differentiate based on the context. And how do I remember the indefinite articles? Ein, eine, ein. Ein, eine, ein. Okay, and of course, we don't have indefinite article for plural. That is because it's not single anymore, right? So that's why we don't have any article for plural in unbestimmt. Moving on, we will now learn the negation articles. Negationsartikel. Kein means masculine, not a. For example, Peter is kein Pilot. Peter is not a pilot. Keine is feminine, not a. Sie ist keine Lehrerin. She is not a teacher. Kein means neutral, not a. Das ist kein Handy. That is not a mobile phone. Keine is plural, not. Sie sind keine Kinder. They are not children. Okay, let's repeat. Kein is masculine, not a. Peter ist kein Pilot. Keine is feminine, not a. Sie ist keine Lehrerin. Kein is neutral, not a. Das ist kein Handy. Keine is plural, not. Sie sind keine Kinder. So again, how do we remember the negations articles easily? Kein, keine, kein, keine. Once again, kein, keine, kein, keine. So here is a summary of the nominative articles of the three types of nominative articles. First of all, Bestimmter article, which means the definite article. Der, die, das, die. Then the Unbestimmter article, the indefinite articles. Ein, eine, ein. And then the negation article, Negationsartikel. Kein, keine, kein, keine. So that's all in this video, guys. Schönen Tag noch. Tschüss.